I'm going to discuss some problems inequalities. So this is actually a very easy lesson, and I am now trying to explain about this inequalities, some concepts. Okay, so now I'm going to actually discuss about some problems about inequality for your knowledge. Okay, mention the integral solutions for the following inequalities and represent them on a number line. Okay, so first of all, you should have to know about inequality, uh, some symbols. So this is a symbol that we can use to represent inequality sign. Actually, this side, when you I take an example, this is x and this is y. So this symbol means this x is greater than to this y, right? So x is greater than this y, and we can uh, also we can explain that as y is uh, less than this x. Okay, so x is greater than y, and also y is less than x. So first question is they asked to mention the integral solution for the following inequalities and represent them on a number line. Right. First is x is greater than to 2. Right. This x is greater than to 2. This symbol is say that x is greater than to 2. Okay. So x is greater than, so we can write this as x is uh, uh, in the bracket 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. This sequence is going to infinity. Okay, so and now they also ask to be on the represent them on the number line. So firstly we should have draw that this number line. So this is a 0, and this right side is going to positive infinity, and this negative numbers is going to negative infinity. So they asked to represent the x is greater than to 2. So you firstly you should have to draw some circle on the 2. Okay, so like that, and x is greater than 2 means this line represent x is greater than to 2. So you should have to shade like this. So this is the answer for question number 1. And secondly, they ask about x is greater than or less than. This is less than, no? So this means x is, right, less than. X is less than to 1. Okay, not the greater than. This is less than. So x is less than 1 mean we can represent like this. X is sometimes equal to 0, minus 1, minus 2, like that. This go to a negative infinity. So you should have to first draw circle on the 0. Okay, and x is represent less than to minus 1, minus 1, x is less than to plus 1. So you should draw like this. Okay, so this represent x is less than to plus 1. Right. Third is say what is represent? X is less than or equal, right? This symbol is mean that equal. So this means x is less than or equal to 5. Okay, how that we represent? First you also draw number line. Okay, so this is positive infinity, this is negative infinity. So firstly you should draw some circle on the 5, and but there is some special point in that I have to mention. This is x is greater less than or equal, right? So look at the above two problem. There is no any equal sign, right? So just we draw a circle on the 0 and 2, but this we should have to shade this circle. Why? Because x is less than or equal. So you should have to what? Shade this circle. And after that, this is also like a normal problem. You should have to shade this line. Okay, so this is represent x is less than to 5. Okay, and fourth question is as x is what? Greater than or equal, right? This is equal. X is greater than or equal to minus 4. How do you represent? First, we should have to draw number line, and you should have to observe where is a minus 4, or minus 4 is this, right? So you should have to draw circle. What circle? But this is equal, right? Equal means this you should have to shade this circle also. And x is greater than to minus 4. So greater than minus 4 means this you should have shade this area. I think you can understand now. So fifth question is about x is what? Greater than or equal to 0. So you should also have to draw a number line also, and firstly you should have to observe about where is the 0. So 0 is in this. So you should have to firstly draw circle, and after that you should have to see about this inequality. So look at x is less than, this is greater than no equal. X greater than no equal mean you should have to draw a circle, and you should have to what? Shade this 0. And x is greater than 0, so you should have to uh, shade this number line. Okay, I think now you can have some rough idea about this inequality. Okay, I think now we move to second question, right? Mention the inequality represent on the following number lines. Okay, so first question is what? Number line, and look at that. Firstly you should have to see this circle on the number. This is shade, right? So that's mean this is equal sign also represent in this inequality. So you, I think now you can understand this is what? Increase in side, this is decrease in side. So what is happen? X is what? X is increase into minus 1 to positive infinity. So, and so you should have to write symbol like this. Okay, so this represent this number line. X is greater than or equal to minus 1. Okay, so look at this. Also this go into minus infinity, right? And also you should have, firstly you should have to see this 0. What is happen? This shade circle is shaded. That means x is what? Decreasing, right? Decreasing to minus infinity. So x is decreasing to what? Minus infinity. So x is decrease, so equal to what? 0. Now I think you can understand. So first you should have to try this. 2 is what? Where is go? Decreasing or increase? Decreasing, right? So x is, but there is some difference between these problems. Why? This circle is not shaded. That means there is no any equal sign. So x is going to minus infinity but not equal, right? This is not equal. So x is minus, this is going to minus infinity and going to minus infinity. X is, what is this mean? What this inequality mean? X is less than to positive 2. Okay, this x is, firstly you should have to see about the circle on the number. Look at this. This is shaded. That means this is it. You should have represent this equal sign. So x is going to positive infinity, right? So x is going to increase in side. This is x is greater than or equal to what? Minus 1. I think you can understand about the number line, how we represent that numbers on the number line. Okay, I think now you can understand. Look at this. I think this is my answers for these questions. Okay, now I like to move to third question. Right, represent the set of solution of the following inequalities on the number line. Okay, how we solve a problem like this? Firstly, you should have to part the problem, right? Look at this inequality. Minus 2 x is what? Greater than or less than? Greater than, right? Because this is x is greater than to minus 2, but x is less than to 2, right? What's this is equal to mean? X is greater than to minus 2, but x is less than to 2. How we represent this? Okay, you should have to firstly also draw number line, and look at x is, you should have to part, right? You should have to divide this problem, right? You can divide this problem as x is, right? X is greater than to minus 2 and x is less than to positive 2. So firstly you should have to draw like this on the number line, right? And after that you should secondly draw this inequality. And how you take the solution? When how you take the solution? Firstly you should have to minus 2, x is greater than to minus 2, so this side I take color. Oh, this is the x is, right? X is greater than to minus 2, and secondly x is what? Less than to positive 2. So x is, where is positive 2? This is, and positive 2, x is less than, right? Less than mean this is increasing, this is decreasing, this side. Okay, so you should have to shade this line. This is what? X is what? X is less than to positive 2. Now you can understand what is the two intersecting point of this color, this region, right? This region is, we can take as the what? Solution. So how we like? But there is no any equal sign, right? So you don't have to shade this circle. Okay, after that you can shade like this. Okay, so this is the solution for this. Okay, now second question. Firstly you should have to, what I told, firstly you should have to divide this. Okay, how you divide? You firstly divide this as 2 part. What? X is less than or greater than to minus 3, right? X is greater than to minus 3, and second x is, look, x is less than or less than 2, but look at this, there is a equal sign, so you should have to shade this circle. This is very important, right? Because this very can be difficult, not easy, right? But you should have to firstly understand about this is solution. Okay, so x is, look, x is greater than to minus 3 and x is less than or equal to positive 2. Okay, and now look at that. Firstly also you should have to draw x is greater than to, right? X is greater than to minus 3. greater than this side. Okay, and after that x is less than to positive 2. So this is positive 2 less than mean this side. And what is the solution? The two intersecting region of the colors. So this region is intersecting. So this is the solution, right? Okay, now I quickly go to the third question. I think now you can understand. Uh, okay, right. This look at x is you should have to uh, okay. So you should have to firstly observe about this should have to divide this problem. So x is greater than to minus 1. X is greater than to minus 1 means, so look at first greater than minus 1. This region, right? X is greater than but equal, right? So you should have to shade this circle. Secondly, x is less than to 3. X is less than to 3 means 3 you should have to firstly draw a circle, and after that increasing or decreasing, decrease, right? So this is in increased side, this is decreasing side, so you should have to shade this region. So what is the intersecting region of those two equal inequality? This region, right? So this is the solution. So you should have to divide this problem into two parts and do separately draw colors, and the solution is the intersecting two colors region, right? Okay, 4 x is what greater than to 0 and x is less than to 6. So you can quickly draw like this. X is greater than to 0, right? X is greater than to 0 mean this region, and also x is less than to 6 mean this region. And also look at this important point. Okay, so this is x is less than, x is greater than to equal or greater, right? X is equal or greater than 0. So you should have to shade this circle. Okay, now I think you can understand about some basic points about inequality. And now I move to fourth question. Represent the integral solution of the following inequalities on the number lines. Okay, now I think you have solved some problems like this. So like this problem, now you should have to firstly you should have to alone this x and other positive integrals or negative integrals, you should have to move to other side. Okay, so I think now you can understand. You look, x plus 1 is in greater than or equal to 5. So what should you do? This positive ones you should have to delete, cancel. For that you should have to add minus 1 for both sides. So when you add to minus 1 both sides, this positive 1 is cancelled to negative minus 1. And this 5 is what? 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 means positive 4. And this cancel plus 1 and negative 1. The answer x. So what's this thing mean? X is greater than or equal to positive 4. So firstly you should have to draw number line, and 4 you should have to draw circle, and firstly you should have to shade. Why did you shade this? Because this has equal sign, right? So you should have to say shade, and after that x is greater than or equal to positive 4 more. So you should have to shade this. I think now you can understand, right? Second question, x plus 3 is less than or equal to positive 4. Firstly, you should have to what? Along this left side x. So x plus 3, you should have to add minus 3 for both sides. Okay, so x plus 3 minus 3 less than or equal to 4 minus 3. So positive 3 minus 3 is cancelled and there's alone x, and 4 minus 3 mean positive 1. So positive 1, firstly you should draw number line also, and uh, draw a circle on the positive 1 and shade. Why did you shade? Because this has equal sign, right? So equal sign mean you should have to shade, and x is less than the positive 1, no? So less than positive 1 mean this region you should have to shade. Okay. 3, 2 plus x less than or equal to minus 1. So firstly what should you do? You should have to 2 plus x minus 2, add both side to minus 2, right? To why did you add minus 2 to both side? To delete, to cancel this positive 2, right? So positive 2 and negative 2 cancel, and minus 1 minus 2. So this alone x is greater greater or less than, greater than or less than, right? X is less than or equal to minus 3. So firstly you should have draw number line also, and draw a circle on the minus 3 and shade. X is less than, less than mean you should have to shade this region. Okay, so 4 4 is x is what? X minus 2 is greater than or equal to minus 3. Okay, x is greater than or equal, x minus 2 is greater than or equal to minus 3. So firstly you should have to cancel this positive negative minus 2. So for that you should have to add positive for both sides. When you add both sides positive 2, this minus 2 or and positive 2 is cancelled and x is alone, and this minus 3 plus 2 mean minus 1. So what's this equal to mean? X is greater than or equal to minus 1. So you should have draw number line and draw circle on this minus 1, and you should have to what? You should have to shade this circle because this has in equality sign, right? So you should have to uh, shade this circle, and x is greater than or equal, so this you should have to shade this region. Okay, and now I will I like to solve this fifth question. Right, mention the integral solution of the following inequalities and represent them on number lines. Okay, what's this inequality mean? 4x is what? Greater than or equal to 12. Okay, 4x is greater than or equal to 12. Also this you should have to firstly loan this x, right? So for that you should have to divide both sides by positive 4. When you divide both sides by positive 4, look, x is alone in left side, and 12 divided by 4, 12 divided by 4 is equal to positive 3. So what's this mean? X is greater than or equal to 3, right? So x is greater than or equal to 3. So you should have to draw number line, and you should have to draw circle on the 3 because, and you should have to draw shade that. Okay, so you should have shade because this has equal sign. X is greater than to positive 3, positive 2. So you should have to shade this. I think now you can understand. Okay. Uh, Now 7x is less than or equal to minus 14, right? So firstly you should have to divide both sides by 7 to cancel this, and you should have to firstly alone this x on the left side. And when you divide minus 14 by 7, positive 7, you have to uh, have should have to mention your you should have to give some uh, you should have know about the how divide negative sign by positive number, right? When you divide negative number by positive number, the solution sign is must be equal to negative sign. Okay, so when you divide positive sign by negative number is also the answer should be negative. Okay, so and also now you can divide 14 divided by 7 is equal to 2. So what's this equal to mean? X is less than or equal to minus 2. So firstly you should have to draw a number line and minus 2, right? And draw circle, and you should have to shade that circle. X is less than to minus 2, right? So you should have to shade this region. Okay, 3. Minus 2x is greater than or equal to minus 4. Now you should have to know very important point. When you Okay, you should have to remember this point. When you multiply or divide by a negative number, okay, when you multiply or divide, not a addition or multiplication, right? You should have to, when you multiply or divide by a negative number, the inequality sign reverses. What's that mean? This inequality sign, look, in this equality sign, minus 2x is what? Greater than or equal to minus 4, right? When you divide by minus 2, right, this minus 2 is a negative number, right? So when you divide by my negative number, the inequality sign, look, inequality sign is sign reverses. That's mean your inequality sign is reverse, right? So look, this sign is going to this side. So now divide by negative 2, negative 2 cancel, and positive 1. So x is, look, this is greater than or equal, but when you divide by negative number or multiple by negative number, the sign reverses. So minus number is divided by minus number, negative number is divided by negative number. So you should have to, what's the solution sign? Must be positive, and 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. So x is less than or equal to 2. So draw number line, draw circle, and shade. Why you choose shade? Because this x is why less than or equal, right? So you should have to shade this region and shade this 2 to minus infinity region. You should have to shade. Okay, for minus 3x divided by 2 less than minus 9 divided by 4. What you do? Firstly, you can cut this 2 and 4. Okay, 4 has 2 and minus 3x minus 9 divided by 2, and you now divide both sides by minus 3. uh, when you divide both sides by minus 3, what happened? Your sign is reverses. So answer is x is greater than to 3 divided by 2, that's mean 1.5, right? 3 divided by 2 mean 1.5. 2 number line and 1.5, that's between 1 and 2. Okay, middle point. So you just have to draw, but you don't shade because this has no any equal sign. So draw circle just and shade this region, not shade in the circle, shade 1.5 to infinity. And finally equation is minus 2x divided by 5 equal what? This is less than or greater than, this is greater than, right? Minus 2x divided by 5 greater than to 3. And firstly you should have to divide by minus 2. Okay, when you divide by minus 2, the sign should be reverses, and this sign is going to this sign, right? And after that you can multiply by both side by 5 to cancel this divide 5. And when you multiply by 5, this 5 is multiplied with 3. 5 multiplied by 3 is equal to 15. And this x is cancel, 5 is cancelled and x is alone on the left side. So x is less than or less than, only less than, not equal, because this has no any equal sign, 15 divided by minus 2. So minus 15 divided by 2 equal to minus 7.5. So x is less than minus 7.5. So you should have draw number line like this, and minus 7.5 is in between minus 7 and 8, minus 8. So draw circle, not shade in the circle, and this going to, you should have shade this minus 7.5 to minus infinity. Okay. Okay.